In the heart of feudal Japan, there lived a renowned archer named Hiroshi. His skills were unmatched, his arrows always finding their mark. Yet, despite his talent, Hiroshi found himself trapped in a cycle of overthinking. Every shot he took was preceded by a storm of thoughts, calculations of the wind speed, the angle of his bow, the distance to the target. His mind buzzed with endless variables, and his once flawless aim began to falter. Hiroshi's reputation started to suffer. He was no longer the infallible archer everyone admired. The more he overthought, the worse his performance became, until he could barely hit the target at all. Desperate for a solution, Hiroshi heard of a Zen temple in the mountains where a wise monk was said to possess profound wisdom and insights into the mind. With hope in his heart, he decided to seek the monk's guidance. The journey to the temple was long and arduous. Hiroshi traversed dense forests, crossed raging rivers, and climbed steep mountain paths. Finally, he reached the temple, nestled in a bamboo forest that seemed to whisper secrets in the wind. The temple was serene, a stark contrast to the turmoil in Hiroshi's mind. Upon arrival, Hiroshi was greeted by the head monk, an elderly man named Jiro. The monk's eyes sparkled with kindness and a deep, abiding peace. Hiroshi explained his plight, hoping the monk would offer a quick solution to his overthinking. Jiro listened patiently, nodding occasionally. When Hiroshi finished, the monk smiled gently. "You seek to calm the storm within your mind, young archer," he said. "The answer lies not in fighting the storm, but in finding the calm beneath it." Confused but intrigued, Hiroshi asked, "How do I find this calm, Master Jiro?" Jiro gestured for Hiroshi to follow him. They walked to the edge of the bamboo forest, where the wind rustled through the tall, slender stalks, creating a soothing, rhythmic sound. The monk sat down on a flat rock and motioned for Hiroshi to do the same. "Listen to the wind in the bamboo," Jiro instructed. "Do not analyze it, do not think about it. Simply listen." Hiroshi closed his eyes and tried to follow Jiro's instructions. At first, his mind was restless, bombarded with thoughts and worries. He struggled to focus on the sound of the wind. But gradually, as the minutes passed, he began to relax. The rustling of the bamboo became a gentle lullaby, and his mind started to quiet. For several days, Hiroshi returned to the bamboo forest with Jiro. Each time, he found it easier to listen without overthinking. He began to understand the monk's teachings on mindfulness and presence. The wind, like life itself, could not be controlled or predicted. It simply was. By accepting this, Hiroshi learned to let go of his burdensome thoughts and embrace a more balanced, peaceful life. One morning, after a particularly restful meditation session, Jiro handed Hiroshi a bow and a single arrow. "Today, you will practice archery," he said. "But remember, do not let your mind cloud your actions. Trust in the moment, just as you have learned to trust the wind in the bamboo." Hiroshi nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. He followed Jiro to a clearing where a target had been set up. Taking a deep breath, Hiroshi positioned himself, nocked the arrow, and drew the bow. He focused on the target, but instead of letting his mind run wild with calculations and doubts, he listened to the wind. In that moment, everything else fell away. There was no past, no future, only the present. Hiroshi released the arrow, and it flew true, striking the center of the target with a satisfying th.